And he reached out.
Up. Yeah, he stepped up.
That's cool.
He stepped in and he did the right thing. So
That's weird. Sorry about that.
and he looked amazing on Prison Unicorn.
Girl. Oh, well, that's fun. That's random. Can I ask you a question?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Did we do it in prison? No, you can't. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was going to ask that.
Did you ever send him nudes?
Those are all gone.
Did you ever send him nudes?
Maybe not completely nudes.
Did he send you nudes?
Yeah, come on, you want to know the tea.
So some prisons you can't receive shit like that. You can receive like semi nudes. So yes, I've sent a few things.
Why?
It's not like you can go full fledged. No, they go through a process, security process. Like the mailing room looks at them. So yes,
Why
did you send in?
Did I ever send any what?
Did you ever send any? Have you ever sent any nudes to prison?
To prison? I don't know anybody in prison.
Okay, no.
How about you pay it?
No.
That might be part of your job that your new thing that's going on. No, Paulie couldn't send me nudes from prison. You didn't have it. How would he have taken nudes in prison?
Camera?
But one time.
I have a
one
question
time
too.
at band camp. Hold on. Just one time at band camp.
Uh-huh.
I got him to show his stuff. He probably would have gotten in trouble if he got caught. But I had to see it before I sealed the deal. But anyways.
Were you happy?
Sexually?
When you saw it?
I mean, I didn't get overly excited. A wiener is a wiener, but yeah. Yes. Let's talk about my daughter, Callie. I am so sorry.
Listen, can we make this episode? Maybe I'll cut it. This will be like, I don't know, prison talk after dark.
Late night love. Speaking of late night love, that's like a big thing. I used to, when Paulie was in there, I used to send the shout outs on the radio. Linda Reynolds?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Was my girl. Used to all the time.
Wait, and what would happen?
They would send a request. You've never heard of late night love?
No.
Yeah, you would send like a request from the Reynolds, would send it over the radio. I got one shout out when I was in prison. I don't remember who it was from. But yeah, they send it over the radio. Like they'll do shout outs for the people that are in prison and stuff.
And people in prison hear it.
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me? Like I had
even to this day?
Radio saved my life in there. I had the little radio. And I remember one of my bunkies, Jen, she top bunk, and she would have to hold it on the wall for it to come in. And she would. Like, ride or die, she'd hold that thing right on the wall.
Was this before Yaya or after Yaya?
I've had so many bunkies, and let's just talk about it. I am so thankful. I had so many amazing bunkies.
Why did you have so many? Were you difficult?
No, but that's a lot of years. Maybe I was. Maybe I was. A little OCD. Yaya was my first bunkie. Jen was with me for a little while. Great bunkie. I had another bunkie, Courtney, who was my heart. She still is. I don't know where she's at now. She fights with addiction, comes from an amazing family. She was my favorite. I told you, high security. I think I talked about that but I always look for her, and she struggles though. She struggles quite a bit. She had been through some things when she was younger. She's Allie's age. She's younger. Beautiful, beautiful girl. And we just connected. It was like mother and daughter almost.
Yeah.
But I recently reached out to look for her and no response. So it scares me a little bit. So I don't really know where she is. Maybe she's in rehab and can't get back to me. But yeah. And then, let me see, who's another good bunkie? I've had a few. Quite a few.
Have you had any bad bunkies?
Yeah. And I think because I held the position of doing the common area worker, the officers were always pretty decent to me. It wasn't like bad bunkies. Like some of them were short period. I remember one girl getting up on the top bunk with her shoes on. That's like a no-no. You don't wear your shoes on your bunk. And there's just a lot of, like, everybody is different. But I remember hitting the buzzer. I'm like, let me out because I'm just about to lose my shit. And they did. I came down, cool off, whatever, do some cleaning or whatever. And then before I know it, come noon, and she was out of there. Packed her shit up. We're moving her.
What was it? Because you were like,
it's a possibility. And it's not like I was like, hey, get her out of my room. But it was like, let me out of here. Let me clear my head because I don't want to get myself in trouble. Like I told you, the worst thing you can do is go to seg because you're losing commissary, you're losing phone calls, you're losing visits. Like there's always sanctions that come with it. And you're going to sit in a cell.
Ew.
In solitary confinement. It's not fun at all. It's not what you want to do.
No.
So, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay, hold on, I have the next question. Oh, I did want to add on to to go back a little bit. You were saying like the special visits that people would, I believe, get back in the day.
Hey,
Conjugal visits?
Conjugal.
Conjugal.
wait,
You would
say that word again.
Conjugal visits?
Conjugal.
Yes.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Should we have Google? Someone Google that shit.
What is this, you guys? I'm scared.
So when you're married, like you'd say if you were in jail back in the day,
Yeah.
if you were in jail and you were married, you would get like a visit where you guys get to spend, I don't know if it was hours or the night. You pack a little bag and you go do your dirty, and it was an actual thing. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the apartments that are on the compound were actually made for that.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you go into the boom boom room. So it's
Literally.
So it says a conjugal. Yeah. So like all I said, a conjugal visit is a scheduled private meeting between an inmate and their legal spouse, or sometimes a close family member, in a designated area within a prison or a jail.
But they are no longer.
They don't do that?
No.
Why?
I don't know. They stopped doing it. I have no idea why. Yeah, so you're going to just stay where you're at, Kate. You can't see your husband. No private visits.
Are you looking to break the law today?
No, I'm just into this. I'm into prison
thing.
talk.
I was like, because I can represent you. I mean, I don't have my,
You're representing her in court?
Do
you want to
I
get
can get it
married?
off of Google.
They don't really look alike.
We don't look alike. But I'm sure I can get my law degree.
But you know what? Actually,
I like
you
to
give me
argue,
a few more
so.
days. Honestly, come on. Like, you're not that off. We're not.
Yeah, not that far. Yeah. But I can represent you if you'd like.
For a conjugal visit?
No, bro. As an attorney.
Oh.
For a conjugal.
Dude, I can't. My God. This is going south. Literally.
I'm like, do you want me to? Okay.
I love her.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I can't.
I still can't even say the word right. Anyway.
If you guys happen to go together, you guys can say that you're girlfriends. It would work out perfect.
Oh, so we could stay in the same room if we say we're girlfriends?
Well, yeah, and then, you don't have other girls hitting on you.
Oh, okay.
That's fine.
Yeah, right? Just say
I'm not making out with you, buddy, but we can pretend like
you can't make out.
You know what?
You can't make out in public anyway. You can't just be walking down the long way. Making out and holding your hand.
I'll hold your hand and stuff like that. Okay.
Well, you can't.
You can't.
You're going.
What do you think, jail? Shaba, you're gonna hate jail. You're gonna hate jail.
Yeah, what if Bertha's trying to look at me or something like that?
Who's Bertha?
This my maid believes like prison person, like like she's like, oh, that's a newbie. I gotta break her in. I gotta make sure that it looks like what it
so let me just say that there are girls that have been there for a very long time, and I don't want to say that's their home. I made that
she's gonna break you in.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
you're nervous.
She's gonna take it.
Like bend over.
But it's not what you think. Like even girls that have been there for a long time, no one's turning you into their bitch.
Okay.
It's not.
It's like I've been watching too many movies.
Men might be a little different. I don't know.
I think you want Orange is the New Black.
Crazy stuff.
I want to watch Orange is the New Black too.
You're not gonna hear from this shit for like 2 weeks.
I know.
I need a new series anyway.
Oh, if you don't have a hot
flash,
are you really
warm?
Girl, you're way too young.
Either that. No, I'm not.
Either that or
it's Roland.
I was gonna say that
before talking about the conjugal visits.
Yeah, he's probably getting.
Or you're right.
Yeah.
But guess what? Guess who's sitting on the blue velvet couch?
Shamba and Lola.
Well, right now you are. Yeah, but the ghost people are coming too.
Stop, bro, because the hair on my arms stick.
I know. I seen it.
Okay.
You seen my?
No, I seen the leg.
You said it's the light.
Jesus, I need any priest listening, anybody. We really need you guys to come in and do some cleansing in this place. Okay. Oh, this is a beautiful one. That's a very beautiful one. Okay. I feel like we should save it for the end. Hold on. I'll show you.
Yeah.
The one on the top. I feel like that should be the ending.
Oh, yeah.
100%. Okay. So we'll save that one. Okay. Next one. When you came out of jail, was there any resentment? I wonder if it says, so it says, when you came out of jail, was there any resentment towards Alexandra? I wonder if they meant from. Yeah, we're going to go with that one. When you came out of jail, was there any resentment from Alexandra? It could not have been easy on her while you were in jail. Yes, I think that's what they meant.
First and foremost, I know that it wasn't easy. And that's, I think, one of the things I struggled with the most was because we don't want to let our children down, right? And I did my best. We're never perfect mothers, right? The thing that we have the most is the love that we're giving to our child.
100%.
We're not handed a handbook like, hey, this is how you raise a child. No. Alexander and I pretty much grew up together. I was young. So I feel like we had a very good bond. And the love that we shared is something that can never, being a mother, you guys are both mothers, you know.
Right.
I'm sure she struggled. Did she ever? I mean, she would show her struggles through phone calls and visits and stuff, but never any kind of resentment. And just recently, she reached out. We texted the other night, and I think the best thing to hear from her is, "Mom, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of how far you've come."
Yeah.
You know, it's very emotional. And like I said, all the support that I've gotten, I think, is hearing from the people that I care about and the people that have been here through the ride.
Through it all.
And she will, and always has been, my ride or die, for sure.
Does she live locally?
She's in New York now.
Okay.
That's due to the fact of, this might even go into one of your other questions, due to the fact that when I did get arrested, what she was put through, like social media. Same with my mom. My mom's not here anymore either.
She's not.
No, my mom's in Maine, retired. I went to Maine.
Okay.
But she lived here her whole life. Allie was pretty much her whole life. She moved to New York actually when I was in there. So she's in New York with her husband, Hunter. We'll give a shout out to Hunter. Hunter just recently too lost his mom to addiction. Unfortunately, she didn't make it out, and I know that people need support. You know, we need to be there for each other. She wasn't that old, you know, young mom, and it's hard. So
We're
for
really
sure,
sorry to hear that. We're really sorry about their loss.
and they're still struggling, and it's hard. It's hard to get through things like that. So I think that we all, at some point in our life, will face loss.
Yeah,
for sure.
So
yes, you brought up a good point. So I know we did review some of these questions in advance because we want to make sure that you're as comfortable as possible. So let's go into the next one. You talk about how much you love your hometown, and at the same time, you receive so much hatred and disrespect from the same people. How can you sit here and say you love a town that had so much to say about you?
Well,
I know, right?
Went
Right into it.
I like that. Hey,
I respect it.
Yeah.
You don't know unless you ask.
It's great.
So with that being said, I didn't get to see all the things that people were saying. I didn't get to hear them. It was my family. So they attacked the wrong people, unfortunately. And of course, your family's going to stick up for you. Your friends are going to stick up for you. They love you. They love who they know you are, not for what people are saying. But not everybody in this town is the same, because this has come completely full circle because of all that happened when I did go to prison. I know how much I was ripped apart and scrutinized, or whatever you want to say. Sorry. They put me up there, unfortunately. But here I am. I come home, and the outreach and the love that I've received since I've come home is completely different. Like, I've not had one person like address me about that situation. I've had people come up to me and be like, "Hey, I'm glad you're doing good. I'm glad you're home." Even those people that probably said some things, no one's said anything directly to me. So, and it's the town I love, and the people that love me and have shown me love that I love.
Right.
We have to all love each other.
No.
You know, in a perfect world, maybe.
Right.
You know, but I don't hold any ill will towards anyway. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're all entitled to our own opinion. I don't think that we should be passing judgment. And that's why you'll never see me post on a public forum about someone else's downfall. Ever.
For sure.
Because you know what? I didn't live it.
Right.
Who am I to say? Who am I to judge?
Right.
Right.
So, right.
I love that. So you were saying that when you got out, though, nobody's ever, like, they never treated you differently or anything like that?
I've had a couple of people act a little, like, different around me, per se.
Like people that you knew, or you could just sense? Like,
you could sense. I think somebody's, maybe their energy around you, or just like how their body language is around you.
Yeah.
But like I said, I feel like I've received more support and love
than anything else.
And boy, since this podcast came out, I'll tell you, it's been absolutely amazing. Listen, I cried more in this past week than I have in a long time. And it's not sad tears, it's like happy tears, like, wow. Like, and I'm not going to say, like, I love that everybody's listening. I love that the people that I don't know are reaching out. It's the people that have known me the longest, I think, that affects me the most. You know, I'm getting messages, I'm waking up to messages, and absolutely amazing.
You think about it, it's not like you ever really, or not that anybody really ever has time to tell their story came. Right? So you've never really had a chance to catch up with everybody that you knew before.
So funny story. Someone that I stay in contact with, a friend that I've been friend with since we were kids. He actually called me the other day when I was leaving the grocery store, and he's like, "How come I didn't know about this podcast, but my girlfriend did?" And I'm like, "Well, you probably don't remember me telling you, one, because you're a guy, and two, I don't know, maybe it didn't come up." He's like, "I don't think we've ever sat down and actually talked about what you went through."
See?
Yeah.
See, that's the power of it.
I know.
It is. It's crazy.
We did something amazing here, just bringing this on. If we could just, like, telling your story, the amount of people I just know that are saying to themselves, wow, damn, look at her. She came out the other side of this. Like, you came out, like, you can hold your head high. You paid your time. You paid your freaking dues. Like, you did it. You give people so much, like, just, God, if she can do it, I can do it. And I think
Anybody can do it.
anybody can do it.
I was thinking about this too. Like, not that I feel like maybe a little chip on my shoulder back in the day, a little arrogant, cocky air about me.
I knew not to mess with you.
And I,
Look at us.
and I didn't know you, but, I didn't know you. Like,
Yeah, but back in the
a
day.
couple of things, but I didn't
So a
like, know
conversation
you.
I had with Honey this morning.
Yeah.
At work.
Oh my gosh.
She came in.
Oh, that's right.
I said to her, I said, because I've known Honey since we were younger.
Yeah.
I said, I had that guard up. And it's not that I was a mean person. I was a soft person. I was a caring person to the people that knew me. But if I didn't know you, then I would probably come off as kind of right.
Yeah.
But all of that was the work I did in there, was working through why was I so guarded? Why was I so protecting myself? And I remember the lieutenant telling me, like, if you don't let your guard down, this wall that you have up, you'll never know. You'll never know
Right.
what it's like. I would never, I would hug my friends. You would never catch me hugging a stranger. I would have to be the one to go to them, hug them. I'll hug anyway. I remember being at work when I came home and a Marine came in. They came in like a whole bunch of them. He's talking to me nice guy, right? And I said, "You seem like you're in a really bad mood. You in a bad mood?" "No." I said, "Do you need a hug?" And sure as shit, he came over and gave me a hug. It's like now more like having compassion for people, having understanding, being gentle. Because we never know what the next person's going through. Right. Am I always gentle? Maybe not. Sometimes my delivery is still a little rough around the edges. But
Oh, hey, come on. We don't want you to just
no, I still need to be me. And that's one thing I can say. And you ask anyone that knows me, 100% from the time that we were younger to the law that's sitting on a blue couch right now.
Yep.
I'm me. That's. And that will always remain. Like I said, genetics of defining. They can't define you. You have to pick up and move on. We fall, we rise. Fall, we rise.
I love that.
Can you get to the toilet paper question?
Oh, we're getting there. Don't you? Okay.
I feel like once it gets deep, I'm so afraid. Like I for sure cry through these.
You're good.
I haven't cried once. I almost got teary-eyed when I walked in today, but I haven't cried. Doing that in the privacy of my own home.
Well, listen, you definitely made a tremendous impact on quite a few people around the world. Is there any sort of common denominator that women in jail shared? In other words, was it broken families or bad upbringing or abuse or any of those common things?
So what I can say is that there are so many different walks of life in prison. You see girls that have come from good families with money that have gotten into an accident because they were either distracted, possibly it took a life. I think I touched on this before. You have people that don't have good backgrounds. You have people, it's like literally, it could be it could happen to anybody. I remember we had one woman in there she was actually a corrections officer, but was then now a inmate because something that she did. So it takes all.
Oh, God.
Wait, she was a corrections officer?
Yes, she committed a crime, which put her on the other side of that.
What is that? Why?
Yeah, I was going to ask.
They keep her, it's not, I don't want to say segregated because that's not the right word, but it's more of like a different security level because she was a corrections officer.
Right.
But there's the level of violence in a woman's prison is different than a man's prison. It's not as high. If you know what I'm saying, like the same things aren't expected in a woman's prison that would happen in men's prison.
So there's not females trying to shank you or something like that.
I mean, it could happen. Absolutely.
Were you ever worried about being shanked?
No. I don't know if it was my,
I know what it is. It's your RBF. That's what it is.
not that I didn't get into verbal altercations, because I sure, of course, did. But, again, I think back, like, we're put into a situation where you're living close quarters. You're in a spot you don't want to be. Who wants to be there? Nobody wants to be there. There's just a lot of stress and a lot of things added to it. Something is going on with someone's family. They're not getting a phone call through. Like, there's just a lot of stress in that place. I wanted to talk about this too. The craziest thing and the most saddest holiday is not Christmas in there, and it's Mother's Day and a women's prison, which is the most somberest holiday in there. I feel, and for me, it was the hardest because you have so many women that are mothers.
Oh God.
Or being away from your mom. I wanted to say that and share that with you guys because holidays are definitely love.
I think I felt like Christmas has got,
Christmas is tough, but you know what? At the time, the first Christmas was hard. And then I moved to a working tier. So everyone there had a job. So we were out during the day or whatever. But those ladies were pretty amazing. Like, we all cooked that night, threw in on food and
really?
like a little smorgasbord, and they decorated and stuff. So we try to do the best you can in there to make it some sense of home.
Right.
But you're always in the back of your mind. You're always missing your family.
Right.
Right. So I think holidays sucked bad for sure. I told you we had Thanksgiving dinner like 10:30 in the morning. They serve you your tray of like turkey and mashed potatoes and stuff. It would come to.
If we were roommates, we'd be shit at the same time.
I mean, yeah.
Could you use? What if you were like?
Okay, so if you have to go to the bathroom, you make like a makeshift little spray. You put it in the nasal spray. You empty it out.
Yeah.
We used to get oils for perfume.
Okay.
We're off the religious. It wasn't perfume. It's not Dolce and Gabbana.
Okay.
But like religious or oils. One of them was like cool water. One of them was eternity. You put it in a little nasal spray with a little water, little
foo-foo.
Yeah. You make shift stuff.
Can you imagine if you got sick, right? And you got like, oh, Snoop, I'm on the toilet again. I'll be like, are you shitting me, Shabba?
Yeah, I don't think we could because, we've been.
It's very hard to get used
to
be comfortable, to be able to.
Oh, my.
But it's not like your bunkies up there, like sitting like this, hand on chin, like, hey, like you give each other the most privacy you possibly can.
Here I am thinking it's Orange is the New Black.
It's not.
I don't know. I need my privacy.
You're not getting it. Well, then you better not go there.
No, like I'd have to have
that's off your bucket list.
And like hide while I was like, trying to do my business.
Somebody at work did say
I have to hang sheets.
They were saying they're like,
even you take the sheet off the bed while you
put it over you,
or in front of you or something. Like even if your face is sticking out.
Eventually, listen, you've already had your bending coughs. Like, what pride do you have all that time?
I mean, that's facts. That's a good point.
You just showered in front of a CO when you first came in. You're showering and going to the bathroom in a room in medical with 5 girls. Now it's just you and your bunkie. You're going to build a relationship to where you can do your thing in front of her.
I mean, that's true. I didn't even think about that. Touche. Yeah.
You guys, I want to just tell everybody on here, somebody at work brought it up to me today. So
go over this with me first.
I know. Oh my goodness.
So then I made a reference stupidly. One of the last episodes when we were talking about lube and stuff, and it seemed like I got a little confused.
I got a little excited. I think I kept thinking about that too. I thought it was great.
So this person,
I want to dress you on it.
This person at work is like, so, like, where did you think it went? So with you guys here, I'd like to tell you why I thought
your
lube was needed. So when y'all were bringing up the size of the phone or what phone or it was in whatever that you could put in your, what did we call that? The prison pocket. Right. Well, I didn't really think what the fuck that was. I have a fupa, so that's like a pocket for me, right? But
bro,
honest to God, I'm not shitting you. I thought, the videos. Let me not take this off. Let's just leave it there. I thought that people were taking the phone, putting lube on it, and then literally sticking the entire phone.
Well, I'm sure they probably did before they put it in there. Maybe
up there, hoo-ha.
When you went with the lube thing, I thought you were thinking like someone gloving up, like the officer gloving up.
Well, then I just